Oh, what am I supposed to do here?
Nothing.
Oh, just, oh, right, okay.
Continue.
I was like, what? Something's happened.
No, you're okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for joining the Real Table Talk. Woo! We are back. It's Sunday, 5 o'clock, and here we are. And I just so appreciate you joining us every Sunday here on this platform with as beautiful ladies. And aren't we looking rather fancy today? Of course we are. It's the Real Table Talk. Yay! So my name is Leslie O'Connor, and I am with Karen Cruz and Marcia Hilton. And we have a special guest today. So let me just say, Karen Cruz is a young people's life coach.
I am.
Wow, she has 2 businesses.
I do.
Flourish Minds.
Yes.
I keep forgetting the other one.
Cruise coaching consultancy.
Say that again, sorry.
Cruise coaching consultancy. So
I
that
heard
one's
it.
for adults and my other one's for our young people.
Thank you so much, Karen.
Welcome.
And Marcia Hilton is a transformational workshop facilitator coach. Marcia, do you want to tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, okay. So I am a transformational coach and I work specifically with women around recovery after narcissistic and toxic relationships. So that's what I do.
Thank you so much, Marcia. Right, so let's introduce our guest.
And what do you do, Leslie?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Yes, so
Yes.
what do I do? I don't know. What do I do? I'm a journalist. I'm at university, Manchester University, studying multimedia in journalism, and I am having a brilliant time. In my past life, I have worked as a policewoman, worked for Leeds City Council. I used to be a really good sewer. Oh, I used to make my beautiful curtains and cushions. I loved all that. And I've got 2 beautiful children. Yeah, that's me. Oh, and a beautiful grandson. Say that, Marcia?
Something missing there.
Yes.
She's actually also a speaker. Is our
I'm a
Leslie?
motivational speaker.
Yeah.
And I have got some absolutely fantastic news. Oh my goodness! It's amazing. It really is. But you know what? I am not going to share it with you today.
Oh my.
Because I'm going to share it with you probably next week at our Christmas party.
Oh,
So wait till then.
nice.
But yeah, brilliant news.
Intriguing.
Yeah. Are you pregnant?
Yes. Yes. You guessed.
Paula Taylor says, oh my God.
So let me introduce our guest. Our guest is called Jackie Walker, and she's from Leeds. I was going to say from here in Leeds, but I'm in Manchester. She's from Leeds. So let me tell you a little bit about Jackie. Jackie has 2 children. I have 3 children. 3 children. I can't read my own writing.
I've got 3 children, twin girl, 1 normal 8-year-old twin girl.
Yes, that's what I just put. I put twins, so I didn't put the other one down. So Jackie worked in admin roles as a social welfare officer before relocating to Nevis. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in Nevis for 6 years, came back to England after a broken relationship. and she came back here with nothing. She got a job working for the NHS as a filing clerk, and then went up into a senior manager, and at radiology, is that?
Radiology.
Then she worked in the A&E Department. She was very unhappy within her role. In 2016, while in St. Kitts, her grandmother sadly passed away. Jackie was devastated by this news. And the last conversation what she had, I'm getting all emotional, the last conversation what she had with her grandmother was to do whatever your heart tells you to do. And Jackie always wanted to start her own business. So please welcome Jackie.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for joining the Real Table Talk.
No, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Was that inviting or forcing you?
Well, I'll tell you about that soon. Yeah, I'll tell you about that soon. But really and truly, thank you. I'm honoured to be on your platform, girls. I watch you each week. You're doing a splendid job, and this is something that we really needed. So yeah, you know, even though I was coerced into it, not the word forced. That sounds a bit too much. Coerced into it, but yes. So yeah, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you so much, Jackie.
Jackie, just to let you know, you're getting a lot of hello Jackies already. So Paula says hi, Beth Freeman says hi. Is it Kathy at RJC Dancer saying hi, and you're getting lots of likes and love. So
Okay.
And you haven't even started yet.
Yeah, and thank you, everybody. Well appreciated. So, Jackie, tell us about where do you want to go first? Should we talk about you? Tell us about you.
Okay, like you said, I was born in Leeds. I'm a Chapeltown girl through and through. Had my girls. I had Gaynor, my eldest daughter, when I was quite young. Have always been supported by my family. So even though my grandmother was like, oh my God, like, you know, when you go home and tell them that you're pregnant and your grandmother said, Lord God, right? I've always been supported. So my grandmother took over more or less, and I went back to Parkland College and did my education and did whatever I had to do. And then 8 years later, by a big surprise, and because as you can see, there was a big gap because I had no intentions of having any more children, along came my twins. And one of them has special needs. So that was a battle in itself. Okay. Like I said, I worked in you know, local authorities, Leeds City Council, jobs like that, and then had the opportunity of going to live in Nevis. I've been traveling backwards and forwards to St. Kitts since I was 7. So going there to live, you know, it was natural. Okay. And like I said to you, no regrets, had a really good time, but of course, you know, I'm English, Caribbean, trust me, there's 2 big differences there. So I came back to England, like I said, from a broken relationship. And once again, my mother and my grandmother supported me. And so they were there for me and my girls. I then got a job. I wanted to go back to university because I wanted to do tourism, because I knew by then what I wanted to do. Okay. Yeah. So, but when you come back as a mother, your priorities have to be your children. So my priority was really getting my children through school. So I then decided, no, I couldn't do the studying and whatever else with the kids. So I went and got a job. And my job in the NHS started as a filing clerk. And the first day I went to this job, in because it was winter. So I had on a jumper and whatever else. And I was the only Black woman in there. And they had made a bet to say that I wouldn't come back again. Because of course I went in my heels and my dress dog and, you know, whatever. And this job was just literally filing all day on my feet. And I thought, no, I got to look after my kids. So next day I went back, appropriately dressed, and carried on going. And worked my way up to senior management in the NHS. I just want to say, because I know that there's a lot of people in the NHS right now who are struggling. I mean, I'm sure just the four of us here have had quite of a hard time through other, our jobs and stuff. But in the NHS, there was quite a few people struggling because the undertone is so bad. It's buried so deep, right? That you have to fight and fight and fight, right? Until the point where you come and you don't have any fight left.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So getting to the stage where my grandmother now, who's always been there to support me, I started talking to her. I would be going home in an afternoon really upset and telling her what was happening. And she was like, Jacqueline, you know what? Before you get into any trouble, just leave. And I was like, well, when I leave, what am I going to do? Because many of us get into this situation where we think a salary each month, if we don't get that salary at the end of the month, what we do, right? So I toyed with the idea. And like I said, when I went away, like I do, to the, and I'm going to tell you about that further down in the line, to the music festival in St. Kitts. And while out there, I got a telephone call, and it was out of the blue. When I left my grandmother, there was nothing wrong with her. So it was out of the blue. And I just got this phone call saying she'd been taken into hospital. And I was like, oh, okay. And they told me what she'd been taken in for. And I went like, oh, yeah, she's been in for that before. So she'll just go in and they'll do whatever and then she'll come back out. 2 days later, I get a phone call from my daughter, literally crying down the phone and telling me she's driving up to, because my daughter lives in Birmingham, she's driving up to Leeds right now because my grandmother passed away. Oh. So that was very difficult, right? I had 3 days there under stress. I was just under stress, right? I got back to England, had to get through her funeral, and that was it. And then I had to make a decision. At the time, I was on leave. So when I went back to work the first day, I just thought, I can't do this. Kept going. I'm sure you guys might know two of the ladies that I'll name. One was Helen Chapman and one was Helen Alford.
Oh, Helen.
Right. So I'm at work one day and a friend of mine rings me to tell me one of them had passed. Yeah. And then the next day, the other one had passed. And I was like, these girls are younger than me. Yeah. Right. So I came home that night and just loads of stuff going on in my head. And then all of a sudden it was like, I had the last conversation in my head with my grandmother. And that last conversation was what she said to me is, if you don't try it, you're never going to know. But you have a passion. And it's a passion that you want. It's in you. It's not in nobody else. You are the one that's got that passion. So you've got to take it forward. And she said to me, if you don't try, you'll never know. Right? And she said, and if you try and you fail, I don't know, because we're here to pick you up, right? But if you try and you succeed, you're following your dream.
Yeah.
And you're doing whatever.
Absolutely.
And for me, I always think, and I know, Marcia, I don't know if you had joined us yet when I said this, but your mother last week was absolutely wonderful, right? And she brought tears to my eyes because my grandmother's story was in that story. Do you know what I mean? Right? And I always think that we need more of what your mum's saying. While they're here with us, we need more to have that, because they came over here to give us a better life. And now that they've given us that life, as how I see it, my grandmother was like, oh, well, come over here. We went to the best schools, Karen, Elmer's, round here, all the rest of it, right? Which we'll be hearing some of that later. Right, but I just think that it's time for us now to give back to our countries, our little Jamaicas, our little Dominicas, our little St. Kitts, our little Trinidad and Tobago, wherever we come from, whatever little we can give back to them. So yeah, so St. Kitts is our annual trip, but we do loads of other things.
Wow. Wow.
So that's how I got here.
Yeah, no, that's lovely, Jackie, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I really appreciate it. And yeah, you were talking about the two ladies, and one of the ladies, Helen Chapman. I actually went to school with Helen, and yeah, when I heard that, you know, she passed, because me and her are obviously the same age. Yeah, just absolute shocking. Yeah.
Just a couple
yeah, it's true. You've got to follow your dreams.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. And I think that's what Paula's saying. So Paula was saying, yeah, definitely your kids come first. And Diane Fleming's come on and she said, good on you, Jackie, in terms of what you've done. And Paula Taylor says it's so true that no one's going to try for you. So it's really good that you followed your grandmother's advice, and well done. So thank you. Brilliant. I mean, you haven't even told us yet what you've gone on to achieve, but already people are inspired, because it is that thing about, and it's definitely following on from what Marcia's mum said last week. I think she ended on, you know, you've got to follow your dreams. It's not easy though, is it? And I think all of us have taken a plunge, all four of us, haven't we? You know, left the corporate world and doing our own thing. So definitely. So it's interesting. It'd be interesting to hear what you've done, Jackie, and how things are going.
And before you get there though, don't you want to hear about, let's go back a little bit further. I want to go back. I want to go back to school. I want to go back to school. I want to know about all of that. What's going on there? What was school like for you, Jackie? So you went to school in the Chapeltown area.
Yeah, we went to school. Right, I went to school with Marcia and Karen. Okay, me and Karen. Did you went to Lovell Park, right, Kaz?
I did, yeah.
So me and Karen's gone through school together. So we went to Lovell Park, we went to Elmer's Middle School.
Marcia went to Lovell Park.
Yeah, but then Marcia hitched off and went to Hare Hills with the
Ooh, Marcia.
So we went to primary school together, and me, Karen, have gone through all the schools. Marcia went off in middle school, but then she came back to us in high school.
Yeah.
Right. So we've been friends. And one thing I want to say right here, because sometimes people sort of think, oh, you know what I mean? They see us, all four of us have taken plunges, right? We've stepped out of our comfort zone and we're getting on with it, right? And somebody else might look at us, they don't know us, and they might think, well, it's okay for them because they've done it or whatever, right? But I can honestly say to you that Karen, I mean, I started following Marcia after you know, we started getting, you know, Facebook and stuff, but Karen has always been, we would meet in Tesco's, right? And within the space of meeting in Tesco's, me and Karen have caught up to each other, right? So we've put like 3 years into half an hour chatting. So Karen and me went to school together. We've always been really good, and like, I rang Karen one Sunday morning. I'm going to tell this story. This is how I got here on this platform. But I rang Karen to ask Karen about something totally different to what I'm doing. And by the end of the conversation, right, Karen was like, oh my God, Jackie, that story's like, you really need to come onto our platform. And I was like, and let me tell you this, Karen's been like this since school, so it's not really. So I said, no, Karen, I don't think I've got a story to tell. No, I thought, yeah, you know, whatever. No, right? And then she leave it, right, for a little bit and went on to another thing, but then she came back to it again. And by the end of the conversation, I said, all right, Karen. Eventually I thought, oh, just say yeah, because I said, all right, Karen, let me think about it. Okay, that's what I said there. So as far as I was concerned, I was putting down the phone to think about it, but never going to get back to her. We went on to another conversation. Next thing you know, by the end of the conversation, Karen came back to the, well, I think that, yeah, you definitely need to come, and I'm just going to have a look to see what dates we've got. And within the space of coming off the phone with her, and whatever, I don't even think it was a full day, she had me booked in. So Karen's always, Karen's always been like that. We used to play rounders together. We used to play netball together. Marcia, you know, we all think about, one thing that I can honestly say, and I can humbly say today, is that it doesn't matter how many years we don't see each other. When we do see each other, it's like we've never been apart. So You know, some
Yeah.
people.
That's what it's meant to be like. That's what friendship's all about. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
So, but yeah, so you know, once again, thank you to Karen for pushing me, to coming on here, and yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, do you know, I don't feel bad at all because
What?
I think you do, Karen.
You're not meant to feel bad. This is fantastic.
as Jackie was talking to me on that Sunday, she was saying, and this is happening, that's happening. And I'm like, Jackie, people need to hear this story. Because, you know, sometimes we're ashamed of our story, aren't we?
Yeah.
But the more you share, the more you realise how much you can help others. So
Yeah.
I never used to tell people that I left school without any GCSEs because I was ashamed.
Yeah.
I built my business on the fact that I've left school with no GCSEs and now I've achieved what I've got. Jackie's done amazing, Marcy's done amazingly, Leslie's done amazingly. And it's funny you mentioned Tesco's because I think that's the place for me because that's where I met Marcy. After about 30 years, me and Marcy booked up in Tesco's and we were chatting. Next minute, me and Marcy are working together. Weren't we, Marcy? We were doing the network marketing thing. She was on my team. And now we like chat every day nearly. So I think once, like I said, you know, when you've got that link, it's just there, and that's what good friends are about, like you said, Leslie.
But when we were in school, Karen, our teachers didn't push us. I know we all left. You know what I mean? We didn't get that, and so I think that we all four of us here, and many more Black women and stuff, men, should be proud of where we've come from because we didn't get the support. We didn't get the support. I didn't know anything about dyslexia until I was, God knows, you know, I was working for social welfare officer, and one of the girls said to me, "Why do you always write your letters in?" And I'm like, "What stupidness are you talking about?" You know, and then obviously you start looking into it. So we didn't get what we was meant to get, but we've strived and we've got to where we are. So
absolutely, and that's so right, you know, Jackie, because it was only when I joined the police in London that the sergeant said to me, "Leslie, have you ever been tested for dyslexia?" And I was like, "What's dyslexia?"
exactly.
I got tested, and it was just like a light bulb moment. It was brilliant because it just all made sense. And I was 30 years old, or 29 actually. 29.
So we didn't get that out, but we had good school years.
We had some good times.
Is
it Pele Hunkin? Says, sorry?
Pele. Hi, Pele.
Says, hello, beautiful ladies and my sisters from different misters. So hi, Pele, and thank you for that. Paula says, well done, Karen. Paula says, you don't have to see friends and be in their pockets every day.
Exactly.
As we all know who our true friends are.
Exactly.
So Paula's just agreeing with what you said as well, Jackie. So lovely.
Yeah, exactly. So I heard a little rumour that you used to be good at rounders. Is that right?
Yeah. Once again, Karen decided that we're just going for the rounders team. I don't like the ball, the corky ball, but Karen was like, "We're going." We went and we tried out, and we came back and we got our white dress with our white pumps, love, and all went. Used to go around, you know, we playing rounders and netball. We played in the netball team, and I think we were exposed to a lot of racism quite early because you know we would go to all these white schools like Marcia knows. We'd go to Corpus Christi, is it Marcia? And you know, really posh schools, right? And of course we're Black. So we would get called the names and we would get ribbed and we would get pushed and we would get, trust me, we dealt with them afterwards, but that's okay. We're not going to go down there.
We did.
You were kids.
We're not confessing to nothing.
No, but let's just say we sorted things out.
We sorted it. It was sorted. It was sorted.
I'd actually forgotten but our uniform, we didn't have the skirts and tops. We had white dresses.
We had white dresses and white.
My mum made my dress, and you know why I liked it? It was the shortest dress. I was like, yes, Mum.
Yeah. You did, Kaz, you did, didn't you? Well, your mother, you know, everybody had to get these white dresses, but of course Karen came very, you know, dressed down with your little short mini skirt dress and your little front.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blame my mum.
And Karen, is that a certificate, what you've got there? What you...
Well, earlier on, because Jackie mentioned it, yeah, I remember. So this is 1976. We got City Rounders Championship.
That was us. Woo!
Jackie, you were in that team.
Exactly.
So
I'm sure there's some pictures floating around somewhere. There will be. Somebody will have.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, and that's really nice that you've kept it all these years as well.
Oh yeah.
And it looked good, didn't it? You kept
I
it
know.
Didn't it, Marcia?
In good condition. Yeah. How old were we then? 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Wow. Many
now,
moons
so that's
ago.
46 years ago.
Many. All right, Karen, stop. Calm down, Kaz.
Excuse me, but who's looking fantastic? Do you know what I
That's
mean?
right, we do. We all look very well, so that's good. We just have to give that as a blessing and say thank you.
Absolutely.
So you see what you've done to me now, Jackie. Beth Freeman says, hi ladies, good on you all for following your passions. Karen Cruz, you bully, for forcing Jackie Walker to come onto the show. Well, she's glad I did. Yeah,
let's not use the word bully because that's a bit strong.
I did really though.
But she did, Bev, she did.
So let's before we fast forward, what can you tell us and talk us through racism? Because I worked with Leeds City Council. So what was it like? What sort of things happened to you?
In the NHS?
Yeah.
I don't know I know that it happens everywhere, right? I had a boss. So basically what happened, my last 18 months in the job was just horrendous because my boss had left. So our top manager had left and I was the only black girl. So I was one of the only black girls, right, as a senior manager. There was another young lady called Yvette Reese, and me and her used to stick together. But we would go to meetings, right, and we would be sitting in the room, and somebody would come in the room and ask us, are you here waiting for the food trolley to come to prepare? No, we're here for the meeting. Yeah, we're here for the meeting, right? And then it would be like, I don't know how, because I worked with my ex-manager for many more years than I did with this young girl who came in and took over the job and knew nothing, by the way. And my ex-manager had to write a letter in the end because this young manager was carrying on and she had built up this cock and bull story, but one of her things was that she was scared of me because I was aggressive. I thought
they always say that.
Yeah.
Karen, if she saw me aggressive, Marcia, if she saw me aggressive, she would know. My ex-manager had to ring. She wrote a letter to say, I have worked with this young lady for 5 years and I've never, ever felt threatened by her. She's passionate about her work. She will get her work done. She will be the first person in here. But when you're talking about being aggressive.
Absolutely.
So those were the kind of things that we had to go through. Do you know what I mean? And it was always, we would be having a fuddle or something, and somebody would say, oh, are you gonna bring rice and peas? And I used to say, no, I'm bringing Yorkshire puddings actually. because I'm a Leeds girl and I come from Yorkshire.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? So I just, why would you just assume that because I'm black, I'm going, I might not be able to make rice and peas. No, so that's the kind of thing that we we went through and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, that's not good.
No, not
in the NHS for a while, Marcy, did you see any racism, direct or covert?
There was one job where I worked, and it was NHS indirectly. I worked for a university that I'll not mention, but I was part of their team training some some other healthcare professionals, and my manager, it was all about the microaggressions.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that I could actually pin it on. So it's really hard to complain, because there wasn't anything to hang it on. She was very clever in how she did it, but there's a lot of undermining, and then making it like I couldn't do my job. She was actually quite intimidating to me. So when she would come in and do, you know, because every so often when we're teaching, we have somebody come in. It's called peer assessment, and normally you have that. So you teach a class, and then they would give you feedback. What she would do is she'd come in and do assessment, and she'd walk off and not give me any feedback for about a week. So in fact, on one occasion she never did, and so it wore me down to the point where I actually had to take time out. I had to go off sick because of the way that they were treating me, and it was real. And then also having other people joining, so it was almost like a bullying thing, but it was done very covertly, so you couldn't hang anything on it. So so that was one incident. There's been so many, you know.
Marcia, can I just ask you, because when you're talking about that, I remember, I don't know if you remember this, I remember meeting you in the NHS in the foyer. Do you remember that? And we were both, you was telling me about stuff and I was telling you, we started talking, and it was just so wonderful to talk to somebody and whatever. Do you remember that?
I think so. Yeah, that was, I do. Yeah.
You know, and these are the things that we have to go through. Oh God.
It's horrible. It's really horrible. And we go through it on a daily basis. And what we have to learn to navigate our way through it. And it's an everyday thing, and we live it daily. And it's sad. It's very sad that we have to, you know, put things in place so that we can actually get through the day. We have to put on a, you know, almost like a shield, and then we go into work and come home. And then the last thing for me before I actually left work completely was, you know, when the whole COVID and George Floyd thing, and it's really difficult at work as well because we wanted to talk about it. You know, there was this undercurrent. Nobody wanted to talk about it, and I remember feeling quite, well, clearly we carried that collective trauma of what happened, you know, and nobody wants to talk about it, and you kind of just left. And there was another occasion where people were talking about things that we do as Black people, you know, like sometimes, you know, how we prepare our meat, you know, and it's like, you know, and they were just being very derogatory, and it was really quite hurtful.
Yeah.
Quite hurtful. Yeah.
It's not nice, is it?
No.
You know what makes me laugh about Jackie? Because I remember, Jackie, I came to your house. I think it was linked to the Arbon stuff I was doing, but I came to your house and I think you might have been off sick at that stage.
I was, yeah.
Chatting away. Two, I get a call from Jackie going, "I've left." I'm like, "What?" Went, "Oh, you've encouraged me, I've left." I'm like, "I didn't tell you to leave, you know, don't blame me for that one."
Karen has been, I've got to admit, she's been very inspirational. Behind the scenes, she doesn't know, she came to my house, and she came to bring some products that I needed for my skin, and we were talking and whatever, and you know, I was telling her stuff that was happening and stuff like that, and I thought, oh my God. Anyway, it was only a couple of months after that, but yeah, I just thought, I went into work and I heard the woman say, right, on the phone call, she said something, they were asking her to do something, and she said, "Oh, I'll just ask Jackie when she comes in to do it." I don't know what the other woman said on the other end. She said, "But why have a dog and bark yourself?" So I said, "Really?" I got off the bus and I went straight to my doctor, and you know, you're supposed to have appointments now, innit? But I didn't have an appointment, and the woman said, "No, you're gonna have an appointment." And trust me, I sat down on the floor and started crying.
Oh.
I just sat down and I started crying. I said, "I've got to see somebody." She went, "Oh my God, this nurse ran out, then this doctor ran out and took me inside, and they gave me a sick note, and I was off for 6 months." Wow. So Karen, you did inspire me.
Inspired this time, not bully, right?
So you inspired me, and you have been doing so, because I've been following your journey and I've seen it and stuff. And you've been very supportive to me, because I've gone in, right, I'll just say I've gone into the travel business.
Yes, let's move on to the travel.
Right, I've gone into the travel business. So I'm the founder and the CEO for Phuninthesun. But let me just tell you, Phuninthesun is not spelled F-U-N, it's spelled P-H-U-N. And I go, like I said to you, I've been going backwards and forwards to St. Kitts, and my cousin Christine Walwyn used to have a mass camp. So they used to do mass, and they were called Phun makers. So when I started telling my cousin what I wanted to do and how I felt about it, and she was once the CEO for the tourism department in St. Kitts, she said, well, why don't you just do it? So I said, yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to need a name. And she went, well, I'm sure we could. I said, oh, it's all right. I'll just steal your name. Instead of Phun makers, I'll make it Phuninthesun. And so that's what I did. So that's how I became the CEO and the founder of Phuninthesun Travel. We've been going now for about, I did a pilot scheme, because obviously you don't want to just jump in feet first. You want to test the water and see if you really like it and whatever else. So I did a pilot where I took 120 something people to Nevis for Culture Armour 40. And oh God, it was stressful. It was stressful. It was stressful, but at the end of it, it really made me realize that that's what I wanted to do, right? So, for instance, on that trip, there was a lady and a guy who they was celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they told me this. So I went out of my way while I was down there, and I got them a cake, and then she said she'd like to renew her vows, so I set up for her to go to a church to renew her vow, and it was lovely. And just hearing her say thank you, it was God. It just made me feel like this is what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Right. So that's how it came about. So I did the pilot, and then we started looking into it. Now, a lot of people think, oh, it's a travel company, and you know, it is expensive, right? So you have to have ATOL protection. There's not, and I'll tell anybody out there, if you're traveling with somebody and they don't have ATOL protection, do not book with them, right? Because at the end of the day, if anything goes wrong, you are not going to be protected, okay? So what I did was, the company who I used to work alongside, I told them what I wanted to do, and they let me shadow them. So any trips that I did through them. So my people were always protected because I did through them. And let me tell you something, as you ladies would know, business don't come easy, right? So when we started looking into it, we started finding out to get an ATOL protection, it was going to cost you 20 something grand.
Wow.
Where am I going to get that kind of money from? Right? But right, as normal, I'll tell everybody this, when I came back from Nevis, I had nothing. Right, I put my trust in God, and I ended up with everything, right? So that's what I did with my business, right? And I remember I've got two cousins, Clint and Steve, who are directors of the company with us, right? And I remember the day, Clint is the financial person, so he rang me up and he said, are you sitting down? And I said, no. Why? He said, I think you need to sit down. I said, why? And I thought, oh, this is it, you know, business is going to go to the dogs, whatever. And he went, we've got the money for the ATOL protection. I was like, what? Like, yeah, we've got the money. And I was like, wow. So from then, I've just gone on. I went on and I did the training. I went down to Cheshire, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, going down there. It was, you know, and so we became ATOL protected.
Wow.
We became ATOL protected last year in June.
Oh.
COVID started hitting. So the COVID started hitting, but I'm still holding on. And the concept behind, let me just tell you, right, that Phuninthesun is a travel, it's not your normal travel agent that you will go into, right? We organize things. So we have a VIP section, right? We have a VIP section, right? That, sorry about that. Somebody obviously ringing me to tell me that I'm on here. Yeah, no. Right. So we have a VIP thing. So basically what happens with our trips is that I'll just use the St. Kitts one as an example, right? So We have an annual St. Kitts Music Festival, which has had some lovely and really fantastic artists and stuff like that, right? And it happens every year in June. And we give you the VIP treatment, because what happens is you have it from beginning to end. We take care of you. So you decide that you want to come on a trip with us, and you come along and you tell me, yeah, I want to do that. I say, right, okay. You pay your deposit. We have payment plans, so you can sit down with me. My office is not the run of the mill, right? Because what I did was I did my background work, and each time I went along and looked in, I would go into a travel agent, and you'd pass by and you'd think, right? Or then you'd hear a little niggle of somebody'd say, oh, I passed by the travel agent the other day and I see somebody in the end, they're going on holiday. You might not want people to know you're going on holiday, because nowadays people breaking in your house and all them kind of things, right? So I give you a VIP treatment. So you'll say, I need to come and talk to you about it, Jackie. Well, I'll give you a time, and you come to my office. You're not going to meet anybody else in there. It's just me and you. You tell me what you want. I'll say, right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I'll get back to you. I know what you want, and that's fair, fine. So you're not going to come in and everybody's going to know I'm going on holiday, because I don't think that's necessary, okay? So then we'll make a plan for you to pay. So you do the plan and stuff. And each month, if you want to pay monthly or weekly, it's up to you. You know, you'll get in contact, you pay your money and stuff. When it comes time, 12 weeks before travel, you pay your money and we book you in. So you don't have that, oh God, I've got to go find my boarding pass and all that. We will book you in and we will send you your boarding pass, right? So you get your boarding pass. Don't panic, because I've been, so many people go, I think I deleted it. That's okay, because what we do, because you know, when you go on a group trip, it's basically you have a travel consultant at your beck and call, and we then have the hard copy. So don't panic about that. We're there to help you. If you get there and something's happened to your luggage, you tell us. You go sit on the beach. We go off and find your luggage, right? Because it's a holiday. Right, so we do excursions. So maybe about 2 months before you travel, you will get a list of stuff that you can do. It's up to you what you want to do. You can do as much or as little as you want, right? And you know, you can plan it from here. So you can say, oh yeah, I want to go zip riding, so it's going to cost me that much. Okay, I know that, and stuff like that. So you can budget, you can know what you want before you get there. Because the worst thing is getting on holiday and finding that, you know, I ain't got enough money. You know what I mean? That's I want to do that, but I ain't got enough money. So we will do all that for you, and we send all that for you and everything. Depending on how many people we have, when we have the group of 120, we have them from Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, London, wherever. We organise a coach to take you to the hotel, to the airport.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get to the airport. So when you get on, you get complimentary drinks. So you get your Prosecco or your orange juice or whatever you want. And you then get to know the group who you're traveling with from the beginning, right? Sometimes what we do sometimes is we may say, would you prefer to go down the night before and stay in a hotel and start your holiday from there, so you get up fresh to get on the plane the next day? Because traveling is, you know, hard.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So that's what we do. And that's what we would do in a normal thing. So if somebody came to me and said, I want to go to Portugal and I want to take a group of whatever, we can do that. We are protected. We are ATOL protected. We are a normal travel company, like any company out there, but we decided that we wanted to be a bit different. So we give people a little bit thing. I just want to say that a couple months ago, because obviously things broke down, and the majority of my clients got their money back within the 12 weeks. I think there was only one person that was outside that 12 weeks. You get your money back, right? So within that 12 weeks, because obviously COVID's affecting us, right? Yeah. But there was a lady that came to me, and I want to say this because some people say, oh, yeah, but you're a bit more expensive than the others. You might be a little bit more expensive, right? A lady came to me one day and she said she'd found a flight to go where she wanted to go to, and it was costing this much, but she wanted to support me because I call myself now the community travel company, because that's what we are. Right?
Yeah,
We're here for the community, right? And she came to me and she told me. So I said, okay, that's fine. Tell me what price you got. So she told me. I said, okay, I will go away and see what I could do. I went away and I came back to her and I said, I can't go any lower than what you've come to me with, but I can do it at the same price. She said, done. I want to support you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she she did support us, right? And so people, I say that to say this, right? If you come to us and we can either give it to you the same price or we can get it cheaper, we will. If we can, I'll be honest with you and say, well, I can't. And it's up to you whether you want to say, okay, well, she's got £20 more, I'll support the black person than going and supporting another Hayes or something like that. You know what I mean? Whatever. But that's what we're here for. So, you know, I just want people out there to know that they can come to me and they can negotiate.
Fantastic. Wow.
Done.
That sounds really, really good. And really, yeah. So you can, it's anywhere. You can, do you know what I mean? You don't have to go in groups. You're on about.
No.
You just use
No.
it as an example for what you were saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was using that group thing as an example because to let you know that we have group trips, because there's some people that don't like traveling, Leslie. Some people think they don't want to travel on their own, or they want to go to a place. Like some people will say to me, oh, I really want to go to the Caribbean, but I can't afford it. Yes, you can.
Yes, you
You can afford it.
You
right.
sound like me.
Yes, you can, Karen. So you see how much you've inspired me, right? There you go. So yes, you can go, right? But it doesn't have to be in a group trip. Some people might say, oh yeah, I'd rather go in a group so that I'm not being, you know, and they make friends in that group. And then what happens then, because we don't just do it from here, you know, we might be going to Barbados and somebody from St. Kitts or a group from St. Kitts maybe coming. You make friends and then you might say, oh, where they're going next? Oh, look, they've got this. So at the moment, we're working on our newsletter stroke mag, which will put all the details about all the groups that we're going to be doing and stuff like that, so people can go onto our website and they can see the groups and they can contact me and ask me questions about it. That's not a problem. You know, some people want to go and do shopping in New York or whatever. Now that Trump's going, dare I say that word? Right, but now that, you know, so we do all that. So yeah, anything, Portugal, Spain, Turkey, wherever, all the places, you know, you don't have to go in a group. You don't have to go, you can just come to me for anything.
Excellent.
Can I ask you a question? Oh, sorry, Leslie.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask, you know, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, you know, a lot of people are booking online to go places now. So what would be the benefit of coming with, you know, a travel agent, or you over?
Good question, Marcia, and I was going to come to that. Good question, yeah, because right, if people like to go online and say, oh, I got it cheaper. I've had 2 incidents where one person went online and she came back to me and said, oh, I've got it really cheap. I went, have you? She went, yeah. I said, is your baggage included? She went, what? I said, is your baggage? She went, yeah. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, she came back to me and she said, you know that flight that I booked? I said, yes. She said, there's no baggage in it. I said, that's right. I said, right, because you have to know what you're looking for, and you might just see the price and think, oh, good price, but there's no baggage. All you're taking with you is your hand luggage on that plane. So then it became more expensive for her because she had to go back and pay separately for hand luggage going and for luggage going and luggage coming back, right? The second reason why I would say to you, use a travel agent and come to us if possible, is because when, dare I say the shit on here, hits the fan, you are going to be ringing and a person is going to be answering you, right? I've had several people ring me up through this COVID thing and say to me, I am ringing and I am ringing and I am ringing and I can't get through. There's nothing that I can do. They obviously think because I'm a travel agent, I have a direct line to other travel agents. I don't, right? They have their own whatever and they do what they have to do. But for me, Phuninthesun will guarantee you, if you're looking for a holiday and you send us an email, we will answer you within 24 hours, right? We will contact you. You leave a telephone number, we'll contact you. Should something go wrong and you are overseas and you email us or you telephone us, we are on the other end of the phone, right? And like I said, with the COVID, I know for a fact that I've got people who got their money back within 12 weeks. There was only one lady, like I said, and I know other people was coming to me and saying, I still haven't got my money back. And that's because you've booked online.
Right.
And so they're not going to answer the phones. They're not going to do whatever because they'll get round to you when and if they get round to you. Whereas when you book with us, right, for one, you know where I am. My office is on Roundhay Road. Right, so even if you walk down there and camp out down there, you know that I'm coming, right? And two, you know, you pick up that phone and we're there to help you, and we are here to help you, especially through times like, I mean, this was very stressful for some people, you know, and you know, they were very happy with our service, because even if I didn't, you know, even if we didn't have anything great to tell them, I would ring them and say to them, look, we're still dealing with your stuff, and you're hearing that someone's actually thinking about you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why I would say book with travel agents.
That makes a big difference. And you're so right, I don't like traveling mass, you know, I hate traveling. But when you do go online, you go, oh, a trip to wherever, £129, oh, wicked. Baggage, £150. Food, £100 and this pound, tax, seats, before you know it's £500. You're like, that actually wasn't so much of a deal, to be honest. And like you said, there ain't nobody to talk to because it's just been done online. Yeah. I wanted to ask you then, Jackie, how have you managed, how have you been affected during COVID?
Oh God. Right. Well, it's affected us a big time because, like I said to you, we became ATOL protected and we had all our stuff, you know, our marketing and stuff to be going out to try to get people to come on the trips for next year and whatever else. I don't know if any of you watch, it's called Made in Leeds, the local TV station.
I've seen it.
Okay, well, hopefully not hopefully, we will be advertising on there because they came to us with a package and stuff. So we'll be on there. So all of that had to go on hold, really. So everything was, we had to put everything on hold, right? Not only that, because we're new, all these loans and stuff that were going on around for everybody, we couldn't get them.
Yeah.
Because we haven't been in existence that long.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we are just holding on by our fingers, and we're hoping. I mean, we started doing some new training and stuff and whatever, and the word in the industry is that it will pick back up, and hopefully we'll be looking at maybe May next year or whatever. But one thing I want to say to people right now is, if you ring me up and ask me about our group trips or any holiday that you want to go on, and you put down your deposit and that flight is cancelled, you will get your money back. Okay, so maybe, to me, what I'm saying to people is, don't wait until the flights go up sky high. If you're comfortable with traveling and you know you want to travel still next year or whatever, ring, find out the price. It only takes a little deposit to hold that price at that you know, that deposit holds it at that price. And so therefore you've got a whole how many months before you have to pay the balance. If something happens, you've only put what, £50 or £75 down to hold that spot. Whereas you can say, right, something's happened, you're going to get that £75 back, other than paying the whole lot of it. and then having to go through whatever. So, you know, it is a scary time for people, and COVID has put us back. It has made us, you know, have to stop with our plans or whatever. But right now we are moving ahead with those plans, right? But, you know, if you're willing to travel, please, you know, don't not travel. I mean, I'm a bit conscious about this vaccine that's going around and they're telling you whatever. But right now, you know, just if you traveled and you want to go away, just keep doing what you're doing.
So how can people get in touch with you, Jackie?
She's frozen on us.
Does she?
Yeah. I don't think she normally looks like that.
No.
Well, she's frozen.
Have we got any
anyway.
comments?
Let me see.
Jackie, you need to hurry up and come back to us.
Yeah. Bernie Thomas has said, well done, Jackie. And she's proud of all of us, actually.
Oh, thank you.
And what else have we got? So Diane Fleming's been talking about this unconscious bias. She's gone. Oh, she's back.
Oh,
She's back, Jackie.
You've gone on mute. You've gone on mute. Unmute yourself.
He's funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Karen.
Hey.
Hey.
So what happened there? I was like,
What happened?
it's gone. Yeah, so yeah.
How can people get in touch with you?
Right, okay. You can either phone us, which I can't reel the number off my head right now, so I'm going to send it to you, Leslie, and you can
leave all your details in the comments.
Yeah, I will.
Brilliant. So just
Right.
check the comments if you want to book a holiday.
Yeah, I will put in here. So you can either email us at Phuninthesun, PHUN in the sun @outlook.com. Go on our website and check us out, and that is Phuninthesun at phuninthesun.co.uk, right? I'm really can't remember the office number off the top of my head. I'm really off, but I will put it on there, and people can just get in touch with me. And you know something, I've got to say, ladies, before it finishes, that thank you, Karen, for pushing me to do that, because I don't think a lot of people know that we're there as a travel company. Yeah.
No, you're welcome. I mean, like I said, I know that you've got a really good story to tell of how you've got where you've got to, and what you're achieving, and the fact that you've gone through some tough times. And I'll just mention very quickly something Jackie's mentioned to me, that it's not public knowledge yet, but this is how kind she is. So Jackie knows what we do. She knows that we work with a lot of children that are struggling, that are in poverty, and she contacted me one day and just said, you know, is there a way I can work with you and Jujima and offer trips for young people, for children, maybe do it at a reduced price, because there are lots of children that can't get out or get anywhere or see anything. And so, you know, as soon as things pick up again, we'll definitely be doing some work with Jackie, offering our young children.
We will. Leslie, I'm going to contact you as well, because you said something today that's really relevant to what we've got a project now at the moment. Next year is going to be St. Kitts' 50th National Year of Carnival, right? And we're working on that right at this moment in time. So we will be bringing that out. But Leslie, you said something that I'm going to tap into you.
Okay. Be my guest.
I'm going to tap into you. And it's really funny, because I was thinking, I don't know anybody, but I do.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Leslie. Yeah.
So, Karen, have we got any more comments for Jackie?
Let me have a look. So, so Diane was talking about unconscious bias at work, and actually she said exactly what I believe as well, that it's not unconscious, it's pretty conscious what they're doing. And the silent senior managers that are determined to be detrimental to your progress. And then Bev's kind of agreed with her and said, you know, that's so true. And we shouldn't really have to leave to get away from that sort of stuff, but this stuff happens. Like I said, Bernie Thomas and Jackie says, really well done, very proud of you. And Diane saying, with all this going on, that's why lots of us have to work for ourselves and do our own thing. And Bev Freeman has quite nicely put your office number in the comments for you.
Thank you, Bev. That's what I call
And
Without-
what's really interesting is that me and Marcy and a couple of other friends, we've been talking about having a week away, a girly week away, where we just do our own
Can
thing.
do that.
And
Do that.
we need to speak to you, Jackie.
We could do that. Can I just say to you, one of my goals though, because I don't know about you ladies and what you found is young girls, right? So young girls who find themselves either pregnant and they think, oh, I'm not going to do anything, right? My goal is to literally to get our call, like a call center going, and I'm not going to say this with no spit in my mouth because I'm sure everybody knows, right? I have looked at other cultures and they have businesses and they employ their own. So when I'm ready to start employing people, it will be young girls or people who need that lift up to say, listen, right, you're interested in tourism, you're interested in whatever, come and work for us, right? And let's help you. You got a child, you need to go to work, you need to come into work because you need to drop your child off. Let's sit down and talk about your hours then. Let's sit down and see if we can fit in with you, right? Where you can come to work and you can leave and go and pick up your children, right? That is my goal at the end of the day, to show, because me and Karen went to school together, and Marcia, and I know you, Leslie, probably didn't have, right? We didn't have the role models, right? We didn't. Me and Marcia and Karen are lucky because we had Mrs. Paul and we had Mrs. Francis, right? But I told Karen a story about taking my young daughter to Nevis. And when she was in that bank and she saw all the people behind there that were black and they were working there, she was shocked. I was shocked because I didn't realize that my child was like, oh my God, they're not white. Do you know what I mean? So we need to show our young girls that you can do it. You know, you can work for black people, you can work up, you can work yourself up and you can get somewhere. And it doesn't matter if you've got a child. It doesn't matter if you've got two. Don't matter how many. Because Marcia, as we saw last week, your mother, wow. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we can, and that's my goal, Leslie, at the end of the day, is to have a company where I can pull young girls up.
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
And boys, female, males as well. Just let's not leave them out.
Wow, no, that's
wondering, before we go, because I've got my thinking cap on as well in terms of retreats. Some good venues for that, you probably know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come and have a chat with us, Marcia.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Who's ready to book a holiday?
Just go for it. Tell everybody out there, right? I don't care who they are. Just get them to come.
Come on, Dr. Jackie. Let's go and have some fun.
Fun in the sun.
Maggie Broderick says, Jackie, absolutely fantastic suggestion. And it is, Jackie. And I just want to say again, this lady, Jackie Walker, told me she did not have a story to tell.
Wow.
Jackie told me nobody would be interested in what she had to tell. And so, guys, you that are listening, all of us, you just need to know, Jackie, you've got that so wrong.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jackie, honestly, for coming on and sharing your story with us all. Well,
thank you for inviting me.
Honestly, it's been brilliant. And now, everybody's going to be booking a holiday.
Let's hope so.
It is actually time for some fun in the sun, really, isn't it?
It is. Come on, ladies.
Yeah.
We wake up and it's grey. Come on.
Yeah.
I swear this afternoon I was like, I am not wearing anything black. I'm not wearing anything dark. I want something.
Just before you go, Jackie, Beverly McPherson says, do you plan cruise?
Yes, we do cruises. We do everything.
Yes, she does, Beverly.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do cruises. We do everything. Everything that you want, we do them all. Okay.
Fantastic.
Wow. Get booking while costs are down. Get them booked.
Get
deposits down.
Yeah.
Jackie, Beverly's given us all your information because you didn't know it.
It's not friends for.
That's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for. Well done, Bev.
Excellent. Oh,
Brilliant.
thank you so much, Jackie.
No, thank you guys so much. And I didn't think, I've got to be honest, I was very nervous because, like I said, I didn't think I had anything to really give. But
Wow.
obviously, you know, the journey, it has been hard and it's still hard. But I just want people to know that we can do it. Do you know what I mean? We can.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We can push it out there. And you don't have to come from no big family or nothing, because trust me, you know what I mean?
The same wind blows on us all, innit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you look at inspirational people like your mother and our parents and how they work, because I was telling Karen and Leslie that I would have curled up in a corner and gone to sleep, love.
Yeah.
None of that. Coming over here with no, I'm crawling in my bed and saying, leave me alone, well.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
got to keep going.
We have.
Yeah,
And like
absolutely.
the last thing to say, Kathy at RJC Dance is saying, you know, we need to support and cheer and lead each other on, and that's
Absolutely.
That is so
That's what
good.
we're about. Yeah.
That
That's
is
it.
so
That's what we need to do. Keep lifting each other up.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. I love it.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you so much. Brilliant, Jackie.
Such a
Thank you
pleasure.
guys, and I'll be contacting you all individually. Karen,
Jackie, don't go anywhere yet. Let's just
Okay.
say to our audience.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any last comments, Karen?
You're getting a few loves now, and Bernie Thomas says, well done, ladies, excellent. Oh, Joanna says, Leslie, you are looking fiercely fabulous.
Woo!
Joanna, I'm hoping you can see these pictures behind me. They were painted by the wonderful Joanna. So
Oh.
check her out if you.
Oh yeah, and this is by. Can you see this properly? Ebony.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here
Oh,
we
yeah,
all
check
are.
her out, Mahogany Market.
Was that? I was going to say, was that the Mahogany Market?
Mahogany Market. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My paintings were Mahogany Market. That's
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Marcia, would you like to say anything?
I would just like to say, honestly, Jackie, it's such a pleasure having you. And you know what? You know, because we go so far back as well, this makes it even more fantastic to have you here. But just the inspiration that you are, that, you know, no matter what, you know, if you've got a dream, this is what we're all about at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You know, that it doesn't matter, you know, what matters is where you're going. It doesn't matter where you've come from.
That's
Just
right.
you've got a dream, go ahead and
Yeah.
do it.
Fabulous.
You know?
Absolutely.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. And it is, Marcia, it's just a pleasure to be with you. And, you know, Leslie, I know that now we will, even though we met briefly, trust me, we will be talking. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
I love holidays.
yeah. And this is what we need. We need women to build each other up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely brilliant. Next week, Sunday.
Oh.
Go on.
So exciting. It's our Christmas special. Yeah, so it's all about Christmas. What we're doing, ladies, what we're doing, we're having a quiz.
I don't know, but what I would say, everybody, you need to come with a drink, whether whatever your drink is, Prosecco, orange juice, water, come with a glass, come with a drink. Come prepared for competitions, foolishness, music.
Yeah. I'm into that.
Are we getting a DJ?
Huh?
Possibly, yeah.
We're having lots of fun next week, Sunday, 5 p.m.
That's brilliant.
You do not want to miss it.
No.
But can I just say, guys, whoever's watching this, share it. Somebody else might want to check us out, see what we're doing. Don't be shy. Share. All right.
Yeah.
Love you all. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you once again. Blessed weeks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.